when patients want to get tan, I completely understand that having a tan is attractive. The problem is that any tan, even a base tan, no matter what the color is from and what it looks like and how slowly you get it, it's always a cost. So you're always going to be trading in your tan for sun damage down the road. So your tan is going to turn into sunspots and age spots and wrinkles and leathery skin and loose skin as you get older. And people who come in with a skin cancer or with brown spots, they say like, well, I'm really careful with sunscreen. And I'm like, well, this is not from last week. This is from years and years of cumulative sun exposure. So tanning is not only dangerous for skin cancer, but it also is a trade-off. So if you want to be tan now, you have to understand that if you're going to get a natural tan with the sun, you're going to be paying for it later. You're going to be trading it in for sun damage and sunspots and wrinkles, etc. later. So when possible, I recommend that people use self-tanner or bronzers. I think self-tanners are great because they use something called dihydroxyacetone, which is a chemical that reacts with the keratin and the stratum corneum, your dead skin cell layer. That takes 2 weeks to shed. So when it reacts to that and the whole thing turns like slightly tan, it takes about 2 weeks for it to fully fade. So it's not, you know, it's relatively long lasting. This one I like the ones that give you, you know, every time you use it, give you like a little bit more shade, because then as you use them, it can look really, really natural. I think when you just get a spray tan, you know, it can look a little unnatural because it's spotty in some places. But when you use something that that does it gradually over a few days, you can sort of build the tan in a very natural way. This one, I think, is, you know, it's super, you know, pleasant to use. It's very, very watery. When you spray it, it just comes out like a mousse, like this, that. You rub it on, it dries really quickly. It has no color to it. It doesn't stain anything. And then you leave it on for a few hours. When you shower later, you wash it off and you notice that the skin looks a little tanner, which is great. And it's a way to get a tan without having to damage your skin. That way you can, I recommend that before going on vacation or before going to the beach, do some self-tanner so you feel good about yourself and you feel nice and tan, and then you'll be fine slathering on the sunscreen. If you get to the beach and you feel pasty, you're going to want to resist putting on the sunscreen so you can get a little bit of a tan. Trust me, you don't want to pay for the tan later. I see a lot of sun damage that we're treating with lasers and surgery, chemical peels, things like that, and it's better to prevent it in the first place. I'll just present another